Hello, this is World Talks here at TVP World. I'm Adam Jozef. Make a deal or we're out. Donald Trump warned his Ukrainian counterpart Volodymyr Zyelenskyy at a tense meeting in the Oval Office. Trump called Zelensky disrespectful and said he was gambling with World War III. And now my guest is Jozef Hrabina, geopolitical risk advisor, geopolitics. Hello, welcome to TVP World.
Good morning, Adam.
So tell us, what's your reading of this situation? What happened yesterday?
It's very unfortunate, given the, if we look at the battlefield dynamics, we don't have time to waste. On the other hand, I'm looking at President Zelensky's position in these talks. It's definitely very difficult position, especially when dealing with Donald Trump's administration that has been at par with the previous administration that was trying to imprison Donald Trump, impeach Donald Trump before that. So there is like very deep animosity between Democrats and Donald Trump, and Donald Trump sees Zelensky as a Democrats' main ally. That's why I would look at it from the U.S. domestic point of view. Secondly, Donald Trump is very crude in his negotiations. We know that he's this business or / transactional approach sometimes is very, very difficult to grasp, especially in diplomacy. But we know that this is him for decades now. If you would speak with people that were trying to fundraise money with him before his political campaign or before his political career, you would find out that this is really him. So it's very difficult position for President Zelensky, especially it's very unfortunate that the mineral deal hasn't been signed.
But it's still on the table, isn't it? I mean, this deal has not evaporated.
No, it hasn't evaporated. I think this is the time for both parties to reflect on what happened yesterday. I think they will be back behind the negotiation table. I think President Zelensky understands that without the U.S., they cannot really move anywhere.
Right, but let me just for a moment go back to that meeting, because Trump later said that he believed that Zelensky overplayed his hand. Has he got a point, or was this staged in a way that Zelensky basically had no choice but to confront the two gentlemen?
I think Donald Trump, President Trump, is not seeing the domestic part of Volodymyr Zelensky's acts or how he acted, because he cannot really come to Washington and play a dead bug and sign everything that they give to him without any security guarantees, because he understands that Russia is his neighbor, and he really needs to come back and have at least some victory in his hands. And it's not about victory; it's about survival of Ukraine, right? So this is where Donald Trump and his team, they don't see Ukraine's position very much, but also there is this dissonance between Volodymyr Zelensky under Biden's administration, where he was generally perceived as a hero, and under Donald Trump's administration, where he's not perceived as a hero.
Right.
He's perceived yes.
Trump also said repeatedly that Zelensky doesn't want peace, but he claimed that Vladimir Putin wants peace, which is, again, a little counterfactual, isn't it?
Indeed, it is. But again, look at it from the position of the current situation. Of course, Vladimir Putin wants peace at this point because it's on his terms. It's going to be peace on his terms. And of course, Volodymyr Zelensky doesn't want to sign peace on Russia's terms. Unfortunately, there's a battleground dynamic that says, yes, it's going to be peace on Russia's terms. But also, we need to take in consideration, again, domestic part of the Ukraine's domestic part of this situation, where part of the population already wants peace, but there is a part of the population that has been dying in the war, since 2014 and not since 2022. There are people whose families have been dying. There are people that were suffering from the war with Russia for 11 years now. And they cannot imagine that they will sign some peace treaty. They really need some assurances there.
Right.
Otherwise,
I think,
we might.
I think you put your finger. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. Otherwise, we might look at Ukraine that will turn completely pro-Russian at the end of the day, because they will feel totally betrayed and robbed. So we have to look at it from the domestic Ukraine's perception. And this is very dangerous play at this point, because we really need to. This is a sensitive issue.
I think we saw during the entire week foreign leaders such as Emmanuel Macron and also Keir Starmer trying to persuade Donald Trump that any deal with Ukraine on minerals needs to contain a security guarantee component. And I think this is where the problem is, that Trump is at this stage not prepared to offer solid guarantees. What's your take on this?
Yes. Well, now I'm going to delve into domestic, the American domestic politics, which is now, or the ideas behind the Trump's foreign policy is offshore balancing. He wants to retreat from Europe and focus on the Western Hemisphere mostly, and act as a balancer in cases of a great danger, or when the U.S. interests are endangered. We could discuss how much of the U.S. interest Ukraine really is, but in the end of the day, Donald Trump and his team, they don't see Ukraine much as a part of the U.S. interest today. That's why he's not ready to offer any security guarantees. This is where the European allies should step in, and they should act as a guarantors of Ukraine's security.
Yes, yeah. European leaders are expressing support for Zelensky, and they're meeting actually in London this weekend. What do you expect from this meeting?
I think there's the biggest part of this discussion will be revolving around the European administered peacekeeping mission.
No.
I think Russia won't accept it because they keep reiterating that it should be UN organized peacekeeping mission. But there needs to be some security guarantee for Ukraine for sure. Ukraine cannot walk away from this war without having at least some assurances about its future.
Right. Jozef Hrabina, thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for watching World Talks. Stay with us.